does it! An 11th round TKO for Erickson Lubin.
That's at least in a bit of a dud of a fight. That's the statement you at least want to make, is to get the stoppage and move on from a guy like this. And now you're gonna get your title shot. And that's what Lubin at a certain point decided to do. I'm better than this guy. Forget all the ABCs of boxing. Let me just take it to him and beat on him.
Let's talk for a little minute. I was watching this fight on mute. UFC is on right now. Navarrete is on his way to the ring. It is May the 10th, 2025, 11:23 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Erickson Lubin is now the mandatory for the IBF title at 154 pounds. The champion is Bakram Murtazaliev. Bakram Murtazaliev can't get a fight. And I read an article that Murtazaliev. Virgil Ortiz Jr. was offered the fight with Murtazaliev, but turned it down. This is according to an article I read where they interviewed Kathy Duva, the promoter and handler of Murtazaliev. Well, the handler is actually Igis Klimas, if I'm correct, right? TstreeT Controversy with 5U 360. You can watch this fight on YouTube. That is Ardreal Holmes. By the way, look at the punch stats if you have to. And as you can see, Erickson Lubin was in control all the way. He landed more than double the punches of Ardreal Holmes, and basically it doesn't really seem like Mr. Holmes really came to fight. 17-1 with 6 KOs. And by the way, this is what people lately, especially hardcore boxing fans and media, have been criticizing the IBF for, is because, and this is no disrespect to Holmes, of like the abysmal rankings of, like, for example, how was he even in the running to really get a title shot? Now, let me tell you something I do. Do you see this resume? Now, what do you see? You see something that looks like a lot of good records, right? A 9-0, a 10-2, a 10-1, a 14-1, a 12-0. But what happens is when you go start really digging in, let's say, and I haven't done this before I did the video, so I'm going into this blind. Hopefully this proves my point. Now let's go look at the last fight he fought that's 9-0, and let's go back to 2023, the guy that was 12-0. Ishmael Variel, who's now 14-3. Now, before he met Mr. Holmes and lost, he was beating up on guys, well, as you can see, 5-15, 6-1, 3-7, 10-23-3. And then look, you'll see, oh, he fought a little Sean Rodriguez, who was 13-0. But then when you start kind of digging in, you see 28-11, 18-16. You kind of see, let's listen in to the particulars. And we'll talk about how I feel Lubin and Murtazaliev is going to go. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.
By way of technical knockout. Representing O-Town, the Hammer, Erickson Lubin.
Lubin is 29 years old now. He's been around for quite some time. I was there when he got starched by Jamel Charlo. Funny enough, I was getting some snacks. Oh, wait. Turn the mic on.
I'm excited to be back. It's been almost a 2-year layoff. I just had to knock the dust off a little bit. I'm happy that my Orlando fans came out, my Kissimmee fans,
wasn't
my
a lot
South
of them.
Florida fans, everybody that came out tonight. Thank you so much. The love is appreciated. I got people from Michigan out here. I got people from Ohio out here.
By the way, this card was 7 hours long.
Jersey, DC, everybody out.
Did you hear me? 7 hours, 7+ hours.
A todos por estar aquí. And can you walk us through those late rounds?
I just knew he was breaking down from
Egregious.
watching his previous tape. I seen that he was breaking down. I was looking at him in the corner while I was in my corner. I seen that he was breathing real hard. I wasn't breathing hard. I was just knocking the dust off. I started a little bit late. You know, I excuse my lackluster performance, but next fight, we're going to come back even harder. Every fight, we come harder.
And that's exactly what I want to know. What will be the next fight? Are you closer to the title shot?
It is the title shot that's next. I'm fighting for the IBF title. Bakram, stop hiding. You got till May 18th. Let's sign the deal and get it done.
Ahí está listo para pelear por el título.
I want to say happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out here. I want to say happy Mother's Day to my mother, my child's mother. All the mothers out here, thank you for coming out. All the beautiful ladies, thank you for coming out. Orlando, stand up. Kissimmee, stand up. Poinciana, what's up?
Well, it looks like you won tonight. Congratulations for that win.
Thank you. I want to give a big shout out to Ardreal Holmes too. He came to my backyard.
Are we thinking Al Heyman still?
I fought him in the amateurs, and now we done did it again in the pros. We done did some business together. We done got paid together, and I thank you, brother.
Now back to you guys. Thank you.
So the 154-pound division is, how can I say, it's uncertain, especially with what's going on with Terrence Crawford. So let me break it down for you. Bakar Murtazaliev hasn't fought since he knocked out Tim Tszyu, or stopped Tim Tszyu brutally. And how long ago was that again? Was that last? When was that last? It feels like was that a year ago? No, that was in October. Okay. He hasn't fought since then. And he's been having trouble getting fights. He's got the boogeyman tag, but remember, he still has a question mark around him a bit. He's a strong fighter, yes, but, the Tim Tszyu win, great, good, solid, quality win, but you have to also look at the level of competition that Tim Tszyu was fighting as well. So I'm just going to leave that part alone right now because people get sand in their pussies when, especially Australians. Oh, my God, if you get critical of Tim Tszyu, they start, Anyway, moving on. The division... Since Crawford is going to be fighting Canelo in September, Crawford's the WBA champion. He's now, from my understanding, he's going to be the full WBO champion, so he's going to be unified at 154 pounds. That was always Crawford's plan, is to get Fundora in the ring, or he would have to vacate, but this was before the Canelo plan really came into play. So until Crawford, we know what he's going to do. He's got two of the belts. Ioannis Tellez, the WBA, they just piss me off. Sebastian Fundora is going to be fighting Tim Tszyu in a rematch. They said it was a rematch clause, but it really not. And basically, they just didn't want to fight Zayas for whatever reason. And it's being rumored that Sebastian Fundora and Tszyu 2 are going to be on the undercard or as the co-feature or chief support to fucking 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao taking on Mario Barrios for the 147-pound title. It's just fucking boxing. So I'm wondering why Lubin chose this route, because he could have had Murtazaliev, I'm pretty sure, without having to go this IBF route. Elimination, final eliminator route. But at the same time, I can understand how he probably wanted like a little bit of a tune-up. But if it goes to purse bid, then correct me if I'm wrong, isn't it like a 75-25%? So basically, if it goes to purse bid, whoever bids on this fight, Lubin's only going to get 25%. But also, remember, none of the Saudis are involved, and Lubin is fighting on fucking Showbox Pro Box on YouTube in an arena with a bunch of empty seats. So, I'm guessing that if the Saudis come calling, Al Heyman or whoever his team is, they're going to take the call. So it's going to be really interesting to see what Murtazaliev is going to do. But let's face it, Lubin, as I said, he's been around for some time, but you never really know with him. And and even though he's got those 2 losses, he's been in some significant fights with some damage, being taken. As I said, I was at this fight. This was the first fight I ever went to at the Barclays Center where people started walking out. Didn't Ardreal Holmes and Terrell Goucher headline this event? I've never seen something like it before. You want to know an interesting fact about Ardreal Holmes? He was the last fight on PBC on Spike TV and PBC on ESPN. He just like a network killer at that point. He's better now because his legs are going. And he's got to engage. But overall, I just thought that was an interesting fact. It was tough times for him back then. But since losing to Jamel Charlo, knocked out in 1, Ishe Smith and then Nathaniel Gallimore was still somewhat of a solid name back then. Terrell Goucher, who just got a big, significant upset win. I'm actually happy for Terrell Goucher. No, wait, I'm sorry. A lot of people thought he should have beat Elijah Garcia. Correction. But still, it's one of those type of losses where his stock has risen because he's been known to be a snore. I mean, look at him. The guy looks sleepy in his picture. Like he's been known to be just a snoozer. producer. Jason Rosario, and then Sebastian Fundora beat the shit out of Lubin's face. When it comes to the Jesus Ramos, a lot of people thought Lubin lost this as well. And as you can see, he's coming off of a year and a half layoff? Since year and a half plus layoff since losing to since getting the win over Jesus Ramos. So I'm interested to see how quickly they can get this Murtazaliev fight done, because he took no damage tonight. It looks like he can go back out there and fight again in a few weeks. And good solid, way to dust off the rust. So let me see. Look at the rankings again one more time. Where'd they go? So, it looks like, unless Murtazaliev got something significant lined up, and remember, two of the main belts are up in limbo because of Terrence Crawford, so the division, it's kind of, can't wait to see where things are going to go. In reality, I'm surprised that Murtazaliev or Jesus Ramos hasn't been trying to pursue Murtazaliev. Or is Jesus Ramos, like which way is he going to go? As you can see, ranked number 3 by the WBC, number 2 by the WBA. I'm surprised the WBA ain't slap a belt back on him. They're back out giving out regular and interim belts again. Ramos and Zayas would make sense, but Zayas, let's face it, Zayas and Crawford ain't fighting. Crawford ain't fighting Tellez. We just have to see what Crawford's going to do. And by the way, I'm picking Crawford to beat Canelo. And this was before Canelo looked like shit against William Skull. So, it's not that. With that being said, look at this Pro Box card. Let me show you something real quick. How long this card was. You see that? 7 hours and 26 minutes. And it was a full card. 7 hours and 26 minutes. That is ridiculous. Thanks for watching. I'm TstreeT Controversy with 5U360. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe.